On 17 January 2022, the Supreme Court of India upheld the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal's decision to wind up the Bengaluru-based firm Devas Multimedia, which had entered into a controversial deal with ISRO's commercial arm Antriksh during the UPA government. It observed that the deal was a case of fraud of a huge magnitude, which cannot be brushed under the carpet. The apex court's verdict makes it clear that Devas Multimedia must now undergo liquidation and the company will have to be shut down. So what is this Devas Multimedia Antriksh deal all about? Devas Multimedia was a company started in 2004 by former ISRO officials and with investors from different countries like the US, France, Canada, etc. In 2005, during the Congress-led UPA government, Devas Multimedia entered into a fraudulent deal with Antriksh to provide multimedia services to mobile users. The UPA government had allocated the S-band spectrum used for military purposes to Devas Multimedia for a pittance. Imagine you are a fruit vendor who sells exotic fruits and a group of persons come to buy fruits from your shop. After buying lots of fruits from your shop at cheap rates, they set up a shop nearby and sell you the same fruit at 10 times the cost. And all this happens with your permission. This is what the Congress government did. While the government agreed to provide S-band spectrum to Devas for Rs 1,000 crores, it demanded Rs 12,500 crores for providing the S-band spectrum to its own entities BSNL and MTNL. In 2011, when the 2G spectrum scam came to light, this deal with Devas Multimedia was hurriedly cancelled by the then Manmohan Singh government. After the deal was scrapped, investors who had put money in Devas filed for commercial arbitration before the International Chambers of Commerce in the Netherlands and also for investment arbitration under India-Mauritius and India-Germany bilateral investment treaties. The proceedings of these arbitrations turned against the Indian government, with the government exchequer having to pay a total of $1.29 billion to Devas. A French court had recently ordered freezing of an Indian government property in Paris on a plea by shareholders of Devas to recover this money. Canada even started seizing the Airports Authority of India and Air India's assets for recovery. Devas investors also went to the US federal court and obtained an order in their favor. India's image abroad had thus got dented due to the mess created by the Congress. It is noteworthy to mention that the UPA government did not even send a lawyer to represent India's case before the arbitration court. The ICC had appointed a lawyer on its own to represent India, and even then the UPA government did not even provide details of the case to the lawyer. The Congress government also failed to invoke the National Security Clause, which would have led to the rejection of Devas' petition by the ICC arbitration court. When the Modi government came to power in 2014, the CBI was asked to probe the deal. In 2016, CBI filed a charge sheet against 8 officials of Devas, Antriksh and ISRO, including former ISRO chairman G. Madhavan Nair, for being party to a criminal conspiracy and for abusing their official positions. The Enforcement Directorate also filed a charge sheet under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act against a former managing director of Antriksh Corporation and 5 Devas Multimedia officials. With the timely intervention of the Modi government, Antriksh requested NCLT to liquidate Devas Multimedia Company, saying that it was set up with the intent to defraud the exchequer. The NCLT's order was appealed by Devas Multimedia at NCLAT, which too ruled that the company has to be wound up. The NCLT and NCLAT's decision to liquidate Devas Multimedia has now been reaffirmed by the Supreme Court. This will help India to win the legal battle against Devas in international courts and will go a long way in saving billions of taxpayers' money which would have otherwise gone to Devas Multimedia. The Antriksh-Devas deal is thus a corruption experiment of the Congress that went wrong and has become yet another mess for the Modi government to deal with.